This is the narrated PowerPoint on the Writing 7100 syllabus. This is something new I'm trying, being down here in the corner of the screen. Here's my contact information. I won't actually be in my office in the Newton building during my office hours. And the reason for that is because of COVID-19. I will be available to you then. You can reach me by my cell phone or email, or we can do a Zoom call. Here's the course description. Feel free to pause the PowerPoint at any time that you like to read over different parts of it in more detail. Here are the assignments and their due dates. The final report is good for a total of 300 points. 50 of those points are the proposal and 50 are the progress report. The remaining 200 points are the actual final copy of the report that you'll turn in on April 26th. Here's the statement on academic dishonesty. If there's any instance of academic dishonesty, especially copying from another source without attribution, whether it's from a book or from the internet, that assignment will receive a 0 and it will be reported to the Judicial Affairs Office, and there will be no opportunity for revision. In terms of accommodations that anybody might need for any type of documented disability, you do need to be registered with the Student Accessibility Resource Center, and I'll be happy to make any accommodations that you might need. At attendance, in an online course, we don't meet at a certain time and on certain days, but attendance is still important, and you need to be participating, especially on the discussion board, but you need to be getting your quizzes done during the module. At the end of each module, the discussions close, and the quizzes also lock up as well. Your work will be graded electronically. You'll be uploading your work to Folio to the Dropbox, and you'll need to use Microsoft Word, or if you don't have Word, you'll need to save whatever it is that you're working in as a Word file. If you have any issues with color blindness and have trouble reading the comments, let me know, and there is a way that you can go about using Word so that you can read the comments. And yes, I do use quite a few of these narrated PowerPoints. You're going to learn how to do one yourself. Okay, with the discussion board, be sure that your responses to the reading are at least 200 words. If it isn't, then you'll get an email from me on Folio letting you know. If you can get back in there before the assignment closes, and it will close at the end of each module, then you can go ahead and you can add to it. We'll begin the research paper project by having a conference, and we'll discuss topics at that time. Afterwards, you'll write a proposal. And then after your proposal is approved, you'll then write a progress report a few weeks later. And if you're having any problems with your research, perhaps I can help you. And then at the end, you'll turn in, of course, your final report. And I do expect you to use MLA or APA with Chicago Manual Style for documentation and high quality peer-reviewed sources. You'll also be doing a narrated PowerPoint of your own to report your research to your classmates. We will have quizzes for each module. They are mostly multiple choice questions, so there is a short answer where you'll be writing a paragraph in response. Do not retake a quiz until I grade the short answer. You can take the quizzes as many times as you like, but I do not allow multiple 100s or multiple scores of the same score. The reason for that is reward those who do the reading, watch the narrated PowerPoint, study a little before taking the quizzes. If somebody takes a quiz and gets a 20 the first time, that indicates that they're guessing, and then retaking the quizzes over and over until they get a 100, and then repeating it until they get an A is something that I don't allow. So again, rewarding those who are doing the reading and watching the PowerPoints. So here are your assignments for this week. The first week, get the book, do the diagnostic writing assignment. You'll find it in the Dropbox. Read the 2 short articles in the STC webpage on defining technical communication. STC stands for Society for Technical Communication. It's for people who are professional technical writers. So feel free to look around at the rest of the website. There's a job list that you can look at and all kinds of other things. Do the introduction posts on the discussion board where you'll introduce yourself to the class. We'll also discuss the reading assignment on the discussion board. You will have your first 200-word response, and you will do your first 2 meaningful peer responses as well. And then take the quiz on the reading assignment. Be sure to wait until I've graded the short answer and I look at the quizzes at least once a day. If you have any questions, feel free to put them on the discussion board. There's a place for that. If you have a question, chances are someone has the same question. So, other than that, I'll see you online.